At a once 15 million subscribers strong, James Charles built his empire within the makeup community, signing hundreds of brand deals and reaching a net worth of over $10 million by the age of 19. He was thriving as his makeup brand soared in revenues increasing every day, when suddenly his world stopped on May 10, 2019, when another fellow beauty guru, Tatu Westbrook, posted a 43-minute video exposing James for being two-faced and eliciting predatory behavior towards other men. That was it. James Charles had just been cancelled. A timeline from Elle Magazine's article on June 19, 2019 showcased the tragic downfall of James's once successful career. He lost over 3 million subscribers within 24 hours of being cancelled. In addition to a social status drop, many of his now ex-fans decided to show their rage by publicly destroying his merchandise and posting it onto social media. This is just one of the many cases of celebrities and influencers who have lost their reputations after being cancelled. Interestingly enough, the idea of canceling someone holds a lot of similarities to the historical concept of boycotting. As stated by San Maryar in her article from the New York Times on October 31, 2019, cancel culture is a way for others to take away someone's power and call them out for being problematic in a situation. This compares to Merriam-Webster's definition of boycotting on April 4, 2020, as engaging in refusal of a person, store, or organization to express disapproval. Cancel culture is emerging in today's society as the new form of boycotting. In order to understand how this happened, we'll first take a look into the history of boycotting and compare those findings with common societal trends. Boycotting originated in the 1800s as a political tool that gave people a voice. According to Britannica's website on May 1, 2012, the term boycott was coined by the Irish landowner Charles Boycott. Charles decided to ostracize his landlord for making him pay unreasonably high rent prices. When other people in his building agreed, they joined him, and soon the name boycott was being used as a verb. Boycotting was most popularly used by labor organizations as a tactic to win improved wages and better working conditions from their management. However, as society progressed, boycotting shifted from being used as a political tool to a social tool as well. One of the most famous social boycotts in history was the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. Sparked by the arrest of Rosa Parks after refusing to give up her seats to a white passenger, African Americans decided to take a stand and change what they thought was wrong. Civil rights activist Jo Ann Robinson made African Americans aware that they represent 75% of the passengers riding buses. This made them realize the kind of economic impact they would have if they stopped using public transportation, so they did. As explained by Stanford University King's Encyclopedia from 2018, for 13 months, African Americans refused to ride the bus. This eventually led the U.S. Supreme Court to rule that segregation on public transportation is unconstitutional. History's article from February 10, 2020, labeled this boycott as the first large-scale U.S. demonstration against segregation. Events like these continued throughout the 1950s and 60s, as more people began to boycott clothing or department stores that discriminated against Black or gay people. Time magazine author Sasha Cohen describes in her article from February 2, 2015, that African Americans implemented a don't buy where you can't work mindset, in which they refused to shop at stores that wouldn't hire them as employees. This cost many businesses a lot of money, and it made them reevaluate their morals and business policies. Moving on, when looking at today's society, one can see how the idea of boycotting is present within many different social situations. Following his spiteful demise, James Charles created an apology video to attempt and salvage whatever was left of his career. Although he's still popular among the makeup community, his business and social status took a major hit that he'll never truly recover from. When analyzing the situation deeper, one can see how this drama is very similar to Charles Boycott and his fellow Irish tenants. Just like Charles Boycott and the others decided to ostracize and shun their landlord, so did James Charles's fans when they disapproved of his actions. Unfortunately, James isn't the only victim. An article by Logan Manhan from Inside Hook on August 20, 2019, reports a long list of other known celebrities and influencers who have been canceled because of their actions. The list includes famous singers and comedians like Katy Perry and Kevin Hart, to beauty influencer Laura Lee and entertainer Logan Paul. In each of these cases, the celebrity or influencer did or said an action that was disapproved of from their fans, therefore they were called out and they lost a number of supporters. Because of the massive amount of celebrities in today's generation that are so reliant on their fan bases, getting canceled today is much more detrimental than it was hundreds of years ago. For example, Kevin Hart had to give up hosting the 2019 Oscars after old homophobic tweets resurfaced around that time. This leads to one of the biggest controversies about cancel culture. Is it morally right? Although cancel culture is primarily popular among the youth of today's population, many people have different opinions about it. As Asia Romano's article from Vox on December 30th, 2019 talks about how some people believe that canceling someone takes away their opportunity to learn from their mistakes and get a second chance. Others even refer to it as mob mentality or celebrity hunting season, where fans will find any small detail from years ago just to cancel someone over. Leah Amalash writes in her CNN article titled, Why Cancel Culture Doesn't Always Work from September 21st, 2019, that the idea of canceling someone doesn't even work because nobody's perfect and there's always going to be something to get canceled about. Even former President Barack Obama made a statement, as explained by Emily Rube from New York Times on August 31st, 2019, stating that people need to stop using cancel culture as a form of activism, because even people who do really good stuff have flaws. While there are many different opinions about whether or not cancel culture is morally right or wrong, it's clear that it holds a great comparison to the historical concept of boycotting. From looking back into some of the first and most popular accounts of boycotting, it can be seen as a similar tactic to how cancel culture is shown in today's society. Thank you.